Hey guys, Jaws Shark Reviews here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvel Legends The Amazing Spider-Man 2 Spider-Man. So, here he is, and yeah, as implied before, this is supposed to be Spider-Man as portrayed in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 film from 2014, and yeah, now, what's interesting is that this was released along in the same wave as a lot of those No Way Home figures. So, like Matt Murdock, MJ, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, or the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, as they call him, and of course, Tom Holland Spider-Man in that kind of new suit he had at the end of No Way Home. But oddly enough, this guy was packaged as an Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure, despite, the rest of the wave being No Way Home. I'm not sure why that's the case, but oh well. Speaking of packaging, before we take a look at the figure itself, let's first take a look at this packaging right here. Again, it seems odd that they just randomly brand this as the Amazing Spider-Man 2, but whatever. I think it looks pretty nice. You got the logo there. You got a promo shot of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man right there, or the Amazing Spider-Man. And you get this chibi little Spider-Man logo down there. And it's kind of like this card sort of back to it. It's kind of like those old Star Wars figures, just in a much bigger packaging. Yeah, in the back right here, you got kind of another little promo photo of the Amazing Spider-Man right there. And then you got a little bio right there. You can read that if you want. And at the bottom, it's got all this right down here. And that's pretty much it for the packaging. So, let's bring Spider-Man right back into the frame. So, yeah. I gotta say, this guy looks really, really cool. A definite upgrade over the previous versions of this iteration of Spider-Man. And yeah, I think he looks really, really nice. But before we take a look at a lot of the other things, let's get a look here at the head sculpt. And that is a great head sculpt, or at least with the mask head sculpt, because he's got an unmasked one as well. And the details are very good. And I love how the webbing was painted on. And I love the silver eyes too. He's got, I like how it's reflective. Nice attention to detail right there. And, of course, got a Spire logo right there. And, yeah, lots of great detailing. I love what they did here for, the blue parts. You can see that kind of material there. And, yeah. So there's that. Here's how he looks from the side. Pretty human-like. And, of course, for the back, there's that. And yeah, so overall, yeah, pretty nice designing that the Hasbro team did right here. The Hasbro Marvel Legends team did, and yeah. So, anyways, now for the articulation. His head is on a ball joint, so you can move it side to side. You can move all the way back if you want. You can kind of angle it a bit. You just move around all over the place, really. But his head only goes up this far and then down that far. So now you can recreate the one poster from the first Amazing Spider-Man movie. Of course, he didn't have this suit, but it just kind of reminds me of that, where he's just looking down, because he's so dark and edgy. Woo. But yeah, he does have two butterfly joints here, so that's pretty nice. Shoulder rotation right there. And the shoulders can move outwards that far. It's like just whenever someone's saying, "Hi, Spider-Man," he just goes back, and instead of looking back at him, he's just like does that. So yeah, he does have bicep swivels for both of the biceps, a double bend at the elbow. So hey, that's pretty cool. That's another thing you could do. It's like, "Hey, what's up, Spider-Man?" He's like, "Hey, what's up?" And yeah, he does have a wrist swivel, and the hands can go kind of in and out there. And yeah, Now he does have a ball joint here at the abdomen, so you can kind of move it side to side, give it a bit of an ab crunch, and you can really get an ab crunch right here. You can move it down this far and then up all the way like this. So there's that. The legs can go up this far, and then only back that far, unfortunately, and then outwards this far like that. He does have a thigh swivel, a double bend at the knee. There we go. And he does have a bit of an ankle pivot. Yeah, he does have an ankle pivot, and the feet can move back and forth. So yeah, really good articulation, I'd say. Definitely, the standard for a Marvel Legends figure. And yeah, I do quite dig that. And also, why does the leg look like this? Hold on a second, I need to check on this. Make sure it's not anything too bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, I think it was just the ball joint was kind of coming out a bit here at the hip. So, no worries though, it's all good. So, yeah, like I said before, yeah, really nice articulation. Again, this, like I said before, the standard for these Marvel Legends figures, as it should be. So, yeah, now, that's pretty much it for, that, but before we get into size comparisons and stuff, let's take a look at the accessories. Now, he does come with an alternate head and alternate hands. So, yeah, the ones I got in here are the ones that he came packaged with, or attached them in packaging, which are his iconic web-slinging hands. So, yeah. Now, this is one of my only complaints about this figure, is, again, the hand selection. And the reason I say so is, yeah, look at this. These are the only other hands he comes with. So he does come with a right hand, an alternative right hand, and luckily, it's a nice closed fist. I do like that. But then for his left hand, it's like this open up. I think it's meant to be him like when he's crawling up a building or something. But this is it, besides his web-slinging hand. So he's just got these random hands. Like, here, let me attach them in and you'll see what I mean. So let's go ahead and put this in right here. And there we go. And here's this. And you'll see why I'm complaining about the hand selection. Yeah, this is weird. You just got one closed fist and another doing this weird thing with your hands. What is this? That does not look normal. I mean, who do you see walking around in public with one of their hands like this and then their other hand like that? Like, no, that's just not right. So yeah, that's a bit of a bummer. Wish he had a bit more of a hand selection, because like the previous Marvel Legends figure I reviewed, which also was a Spider-Man figure, that one had plenty of different hands. I do like that, but this, yeah, not really enough. So yeah, I'll just put back in the web slinging hands just for consistency, because that's the only reason I had them in at the beginning of this review. So yeah, and now let's get into the alternate head. And now another issue I do have with this figure is like how hard it is to remove the head and then put it like on the other one, because this guy comes packaged with his unmasked face, or unmasked head, I should say. But it's kind of like, I mean, there is kind of easy to get out, but like when I first had to take this off, it was impossible. And trying to put on the masked head was really an issue. And I'm putting on the unmasked head, and yeah, it's really, really hard. I might be in there now. But, yeah, you can see what that did to my finger there. It didn't cut or anything, it just kind of dented in. But eventually it'll go back down to normal position. But, so yeah, now I attached his unmasked head. And, yeah, I mean, it was as hard to put this head on as it was trying to put on the masked head. But, still a little bit of a challenge. So, yeah, there you guys have Spider-Man's unmasked head, aka the Peter Parker head. And I gotta say, they did a really, really nice job capturing Andrew Garfield's likeness. Like, I mean, I kind of see, I mean, it's kind of hard to see here, but, you can see, like, his 5 o'clock shadow, like, a little bit. And, you know, the eyes look good. The sculpting is gorgeous. I mean, they did a really nice job. Even the hair's pretty much like what we've seen with Andrew Garfield's interpretation of Peter Parker. Yeah, really, really dig it. Not really any complaints. I guess they could add a bit more coloring in his hair to make it look a bit more natural, because it's just kind of one dull color. But aside from that, I think it works. I think it looks really good, especially, you know, from a distance. Like if you guys didn't know that was a figure, you probably would have thought that was actually Andrew Garfield. Or just, I mean, you could tell the body's obviously a toy, but if you just saw the head, you would have thought, oh my god, Joe Shark got Andrew Garfield in his studio. Which, of course, I don't, because that's way out my price range to ask Andrew Garfield onto this channel, and I don't know why I would, as much as, you know, I love to meet him, but I don't know why I bring him on here. But, yeah, there is with that head, so, hey, I think, it's pretty good. But, anyways, oh, man, like, when I first was trying to put on the masked head, like, I kept thinking, like, uh-oh, am I gonna break this? Come on. Oh, there we go. It was a bit easier to get in this time, but when I first did it, I was a little unsure. But I guess now, since it's not the first time that I put it on, now I'm a little bit, you know, less scared. But, yeah, so, anyways, we'll do some status comparisons right here. So, we'll only do one. Here's just an available Spider-Man near me. I mean, I know I always use this one, but why not? Because I can. Here he is with the What If Zombie Hunter Spider-Man without his cloak. I think it's a pretty nice basic Spider-Man. It is still Tom Holland's Spider-Man, even though it's a cartoon and Tom Holland did even voice Peter Parker / Spider-Man in What If, but, you know, it's still that version. So, there you go. That's just that comparison. I mean, if you have this figure, whoops, now I know how he scales next to Andrew right here. I mean, Andrew Garfield's a pretty tall guy, so of course, you know, he's gonna have a slightly taller Spider-Man. So, yeah, there's that. So, there you guys have the comparisons. And there you guys have my review for the Marvel Legends, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man. And yeah, I gotta say, this is a very, very nice figure. You know, it's you know, despite being like $20-something, I actually got like a few dollars off. I don't know why, because I mean, this figure literally just came out maybe because Christmas. You know, I mean, I've seen Target. I got this guy at Target, by the way, but I've seen him discount like some figures, you know, like Marvel, Transformers, stuff like that. So maybe that's why. You know, again, for the holidays, but either way, he is definitely worth the price point, especially, you know, if you are a Spider-Man fan, and also definitely a fan of Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man. Yeah, that definitely worth the buy. You know, like I was expecting this figure to be somewhat good, but not this good. This is actually probably one of the best Marvel Legends figures I've messed with in a while, because, you know, he's just a lot of fun. You know, the pose around, articulating stuff. I mean, he's nice to look at too. Not in a weird way, but you know, because the details, the paint, really well done, and of course the head sculpt they did for Andrew Garfield's likeness was also done pretty well. Because some of the recent Marvel Legends figures have kind of interpreted actors' likenesses in a weird way. Like, I've noticed, like, they kind of got, but didn't really. But they did a really nice job, though, on Andrew Garfield's likeness. And for those wondering, I do not have the Tobey Maguire figure yet. But, you know, as soon as I see it, I'll definitely buy it and review it and compare it with this guy. So, yeah, overall, really nice figure. Highly recommend if you're a Spider-Man fan, Marvel fan, or just an Andrew Garfield fan, or all three. Yeah, worth the buy. So, that's all. That's pretty much all I have to say here. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share for more. And comment down below, what do you guys think of this figure. And yeah, so anyways, guys, as always, till all are one.